It's drilled to left field. Is it high enough? See ya! A walk-off grand slam, and the Yankees win.
And he drives one to right field over toward the line. Long run for Laureano, and he runs it, and the Mets win the ball game.
Episode 58 of The Burrows. Kevin Bunk, Michael Merlo coming to you every week for BTO Media, talking New York baseball, everything around the league. But today, we will be sticking to just the Mets for about a half hour here. Kind of an emergency pod after last night's loss, swept by Atlanta. They play Philadelphia this weekend for first place, tied in the standings. Mike, I'll let you take the floor here on wherever you want to start with a lot of bad angles of this Mets week.
Yeah, I mean, this team, it happens every season, it feels like. They go to Atlanta, and no matter how they're playing, they could be playing poorly, they could be the best team in the National League, and they go to Atlanta, and they forget how to play baseball, and that's exactly what happened here this week. They blow the lead on Tuesday night up 4-1 in the eighth, and then Wednesday and Thursday, they're just not competitive in these games, and, they go down. They walked 9 guys last night. Clay Holmes walked 5 or 6. It's a disgusting performance when you needed a great one, and offensively they've done nothing the last 2 nights, and that continued. So you can't put it all on the pitching and Clay Holmes because they really only scored 1 run, but you have no chance when your pitchers are going to be walking 9 guys in a game. That can't happen.
Yeah, I'm not encouraged at all with the pitching. I spoke about it Tuesday, and we expressed the concerns for Canning and for McGill. Now Holmes has the bad start after my awful casual take on Tuesday that I still am not proud of about I wouldn't want Clay Holmes in a big playoff game, but he's pitched well enough to earn that spot this year. But this was the first shaky start since maybe his first 2 of the year where I'm watching it saying, I don't love what he has today. I don't think he looks great. And he's afforded himself one of those. It's all right to have that for him. If he has another 2 or 3 in the next 4 or 5 starts, then we can start to get concerned. I'm not going to get concerned with Holmes right now. I'm not going to go to the end of the world with him. But the pitching was a problem. But the lineup, you said it, it's not just the pitching. You can't just blame the pitching. The lineup put up 5 runs in 3 games against the Braves. 4 of them came in the first game. So you get shut out on Wednesday. Sale absolutely shoves.
Mm-hmm.
And you start to see a little bit of a concern with the lineup, which, Mike, you look down. Is it just this week, or am I looking through the lineup saying there's 3 hitters I really like here, and then maybe 2 guys that are solid, and the rest of the guys I don't trust at all?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of an overreaction. I think there's a couple of guys in this lineup that are producing. Nimmo has been a lot better. I would put him in that category of guys that you trust. McNeil has been really good. So, I just think it's been a bad week offensively. They haven't hit with guys in scoring position all year, but they had the best record in the National League and one of the best records in baseball, even with that. So now you add that into this with not being able to pitch, and now you have guys in scoring position and you're not bringing them in. It's catching up to them. That's what's happening here, and they have to get better at that. And like you said, you talked about Holmes. He had been really good with limiting the walks. His control was good of late, especially, during this nice stretch. But it comes back to bite him in the ass yesterday, and it caught up, and it was his biggest start as a Met to date, and he failed in it.
In a way, also, I know we're not worried about the Braves winning this division at all because they've just been so bad so far this season, but Mets give them a little bit of a lifeline, too, here on their season, because with this expanded playoff, how many teams think they're in it come deadline time? And it might have implications on the Braves season really positively. We're not here to talk about that, though, but they did give them a little bit of a lifeline.
No, they did.
Forward.
Of course they did. That's exactly what the Braves needed. And guess who comes to town for 4 games next week? The Atlanta Braves. Mm-hmm. This is exactly what the Braves needed. This absolutely gives them the confidence now. It brings them back, and they have some juice here. They're going to be in Miami this weekend. Then they go to the Mets for 4, and then they're going to be in Philadelphia. So, they have life here. This is their season. These 2 weeks here, Mets, Marlins, Mets, Phillies, was their season. It's insane.
It is. They're right back in it mentally for themselves. And the Mets this weekend, I don't know if you want to talk about it now or later, but this is the first series in Major League Baseball this year where we really have first place implications on the line. Two teams that are really good, two teams that if we saw in the World Series, we're not surprised if the Phillies or Mets are in there representing the National League. They're tied in the standings 45 and 30. And
You see the pitching matchup is tonight?
Yeah, the pitching matchups today and tomorrow are bad, but tonight is a disaster.
Blake Tidwell against Zach. I don't even know what tomorrow is. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is, we're just looking at it. It is, because Saturday's homes. Tomorrow's Canning and Abel. I don't like that. I don't like Canning.
Oh, I don't care about that. I'm fine with that.
Baseball starts.
I don't know.
Philadelphia. You don't care about that till you're down 3-0 in the eighth.
Well,
and then you're like, damn, this guy is good.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Tonight is a mess of a pitching matchup for what I would call a must-win game for the Mets. Like, I think
last
really
night was a must-win game.
Yeah, but now that last night's over, we have to get off on the right foot in Philadelphia because you do not want to get on a bad spot with this team, with the Phillies right now, and give them momentum moving into Saturday and Sunday.
I was talking to a friend the other night. I said, if you could come out of this whole 2-week stretch here just 2 or 3 games behind the Phillies, at this point it'd be a win. And that might sound like a loser statement, but I think it's true because you've built up. You had a cushion, right? You were 20 games over 500. You were due for a little regression with the pitching staff, but not only did you have the regression with the pitching staff, at the same time, you also had guys go down. You also had guys get hurt. Manaea's not back. Montas is not back.
Montas can stay.
Well,
Montas can stay in AAA.
Montas is making a start next week against the Braves. So,
but if David Stearns watches this, which of course he does, we can keep Montas down.
He's not. He's starting next week.
I know, but maybe change your mind. ASAP.
Who are they going to start?
You.
Blake Tidwell again?
You, not Montas.
They should start me.
That would be great. I'd go.
Yeah.
I would go for sure. Back on track to the guys that are actually on the Mets. I have a little bit more of a concern with the lineup than I feel like you just said to me. Maybe I overreacted, and I think that was why I said the way I said it, but after Alonso, Lindor, Soto, it's only Nimmo and McNeil. And they're not great. They're
McNeil has been
above
great.
Average. No,
Nimmo has been good, solid.
But after that, their 6 through 9 stinks. Like I look at it every night and I say this is terrible 6 through 9. Alvarez is awful.
6 through 9 around the sport isn't great.
I know, but we're trying to win championships. Dodgers don't have a bad 6 through 9 come playoff time.
They employ Michael Conforto. He's one of the worst hitters in baseball. He's hitting 6 through 9.
Mike, focus. Your team 6 through 9 is bad. I don't care if it's bad around the sport.
Who is it? What's bad about the 6 through 9? Give me the
Alvarez
6 through 9 that you don't like. Alvarez sucks. Okay.
Whoever they're playing in center field generally sucks.
Tyrone Taylor does not suck, but okay.
And the DH spot without Vientos has been completely dead, and even with him this year, it's been dead.
Starling Marte is a 900 OPS the last month and a half.
Starling Marte, who for the first 6 weeks of the season, we said is unplayable and has ran his course, and the only reason he's here is to hold Soto's hand.
Well, now
we're gonna take the bait on the last 3 weeks.
He's producing. Yes, he has been producing.
162 games.
It's more than 3 weeks. It's more like a month and a half.
It's not as good as Mets fans think this lineup through 162 games.
I think they're just in a really bad cold spell with the leadoff hitter who broke his pinky toe 2 weeks ago, hasn't hit since then.
No,
this team goes as Lindor goes, and Lindor's not going right now.
If the Mets, and that's a good point, that's valid, but if the Mets could add one position at the deadline, it has to be a bat for me. It has to be a bat.
I disagree. I think it has to be a pitcher.
I think it just needs to be a bat in the bottom half of this order.
You're gonna get Vientos back. You're gonna get Winker back. They're gonna be fine offensively. They're in a cold spell.
We have a large enough sample size, though, to not trust Vientos to come back this year and be the guy that he was last fall. I think that's a legitimate concern. Winker, I like, so I'm not gonna scoff at Winker as an addition to that bottom three. Winker's one of the better bottom three hitters in all of baseball. And you look through the National League and the 6 through 9, the teams that they have to compete against, Winker would play on any of those teams. He'd hit on any of the teams, so that's fine. But I am just not encouraged by the hitters after their top three. Because even with Nimmo and McNeil, I don't trust it for 162 games to be highly productive.
We've seen McNeil do it at the highest levels. We've seen Nimmo do it at the highest levels. I think it's just about health with Nimmo. If he's healthy, I think he's going to be right. And again, you're gonna. I'm not sitting here overreacting to a couple of bad weeks. This is crazy comment. He was getting going.
I agree. I don't necessarily objectively agree that it's black and white that him coming back won't be great, because I'm a Vientos guy. But if he came back and had a 290 on base the rest of the year, 280 on base, and did what he's done the first 2.5 months of the year when he was healthy, first 8 weeks, then I'm not surprised if he does that the rest of this year.
No matter what, it's an upgrade over Mauricio. No matter what, he's an upgrade over
awful.
Mauricio. He's awful. Mauricio's awful.
Which is disappointing, because you were hoping he'd come in and give him a little bit of a spark.
He's awful.
We haven't even spoken about him on this.
Yeah, well, now we are. He stinks.
And Acuna's awful.
Acuna's awful. He can't hit.
Because there was the stretch where in the beginning of the season, it was like, all right, he's got a 670 OPS, but when he gets on, he's dangerous. He's playing good defense. He's a little bit of a weapon in the bottom of the order. Now he cannot hit anything.
He can't get on base. And then he doesn't even play him. He doesn't start him. He only brings him in to pinch run and then play defense.
And that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. And I think they have an interesting decision here, because I don't know who they're going to send down. You're going to send down Mauricio, or are you going to send down Acuna, or are you going to DFA Jared Young when Vientos does come back? Which move do you make?
I'm DFAing Young.
Acuna needs consistent playing time to get his back going, and he's not getting it here. Mauricio stinks, and you could just justify sending Mauricio down. Or you could just DFA Young and keep everybody, but now you're not playing everybody, and they're not developing, and their bats aren't getting going.
Yeah, that's true. Because Mauricio, you almost, at this point, or Acuna, want to do the Christian Campbell thing and just say, we don't have a spot for you right now. We want you to just play.
We need you to get consistent at-bats. You don't care about sitting Jared Young every day of the week if you have to.
Yeah.
You don't feel bad about that.
Jared Young stinks. He's really bad.
He's awful. This is a comment I don't need. We don't need these comments right now.
Yeah, I thought this morning when
we don't need these comments.
I'm sitting in bed this morning watching the PCA home run from last night, and I was like, I'm not going to bring him up on the show today. I'm not going to bring him up.
You know what's funny? And I saw this on Twitter the other day. It was last night. I would have almost, like, when the Mets traded Jared Kelenic, right? Like, you knew, like, especially me at the time, I knew it was a bad trade. I knew it was a bad idea because Kelenic had so much promise. Mm-hmm. So, like, I had expected Jared Kelenic to become a superstar.
Yeah.
So it was like already, like, I had already thought it was going to happen. So I don't think I would have cared as much. And he was, he's in the American League. It is what it is, right? I expected it. You didn't expect this from Pete Carone, whether you thought he was going to be a good player or not. You didn't. I don't think anybody really thought he'd be this good. And I think that's why it hurts so much. I think that's why it's so annoying. Of course, it gets thrown in your face constantly as you're a Mets fan. But I think because you didn't expect this guy to be this, you expected Kelenic to be this. Mm-hmm. It's fascinating.
And he's not just great. He's legitimately one of the 6 most exciting, best players in the league. He's one of the 5 or 6 best outfielders in all of baseball. And I said it earlier in the year, but if there's one defensive position, now it's catcher for the Mets. But center field is a bit of a question mark, not necessarily right now, but just in this big picture, who is the long-term center fielder? And obviously, PCA would have just been gold, but, he's not on the team. And I think that was the last real Metsy front office moment that they had, was with the DeGrom context that year. Making that trade was just so irresponsible. But since then, I feel like they found that stability.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not what you want. It's not what you want.
And you said that was a comment you didn't need. This is a comment you do need, though, because we're looking to find wins. And, what's the path for Jared Young to become an everyday guy?
A couple guys need to get shot in the leg. A few.
And even then,
He might not play. They might call somebody up. Or Joey Meneses is ready to go in AAA.
I would be really worried, though, about this catcher position long term. If you don't want to agree with me on the full 6 through 9, that's okay. We'll see how it plays out throughout the season. I could see either of us being right. The catcher position, I do not see getting
Alvarez
better.
sucks.
And Torrens is just not a producer at all.
No, but at least you trust Torrens defensively. Although, did you see what he did on Wednesday?
Yes. And I was about to text you.
I've never seen that in my life. I've never seen that in my life.
This is bad. This they might have. I have to look through it. I'm going to go to my full blown.
I don't think they have the worst catching situation.
They might have the worst catching situation in the league right now.
The worst catching situation in the league.
I'm going to look in a second, but they might. But yeah, Torrens, like I don't even know what that was.
This is a good one here.
That was Verdugo too, right? Squad on the Torrens thing. Paulo Reyes, yeah.
We have Brett Beatty. He's hurt. He might be going on the IL, Brett.
Yeah. Tough. That's your guy.
I know. Brett Beatty Day coming up a month from now.
I know. He's not even going to be there for it.
No, he'll be there. He'll be back. They'll make sure he's back.
He's going to be in AAA.
They'll make sure he's back.
Are you any more out on the Brett Beatty experiment? I know obviously he's injured, but
a little out. I mean, I think
we're back out.
Vientos should come back and get full time.
Do you think
see if he could get going?
You think you're out of the Beatty thing, still with a chance to get back into the Beatty hype this year?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not like fully out. I'm just like, all right, when Vientos comes back, he should start every day, or start most days. And I'll still be locked in for Brett Beatty Day, 7/22. I'll still be locked in for that as well.
That's big.
But no matter what happens, like even if he's DFA'd by that point, I'm still going to be there that day.
I'm looking through
honoring Brett Beatty
catcher rankings. Remember earlier in the season too, we had people in the comments arguing with us that Alvarez was a top 10 catcher.
Yeah.
Is he top 25?
People are morons. No, he sucks.
He might not even be top 40.
He is one of the worst players in the league. He's terrible defensively, terrible. And he can't hit a lick. I can't stand him. I really can't. And I'm sorry. I hate to be that critical. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't stand watching bad baseball like that. Bad fundies. I just can't do it.
No, he doesn't give you anything to even cling to him. Like Anthony Volpe, because we compared the two of them a few weeks ago as top prospects from the last few years. Fans hate to turn on them. But Volpe has given Yankee fans at least glimpses of stuff he can do kind of consistently, defensively, on the bases, that has really made Yankee fans hope he puts it all together. Alvarez, for me, I don't watch the Mets every day, more like every, like 2 out of every 3 days. Obviously, you watch them every day, but I feel like Alvarez just doesn't give me anything to cling on to and pray that he becomes good and continue to defend him at all.
How about you being right on a couple Volpe things there?
I mean, I hate to just beat the crap out of him every week, but I'm spot on about Volpe the whole year.
Volpe 6. Terrible.
Yeah, I'm spot on about Volpe the whole year.
Terrible. Yeah, no, there's nothing. He has not improved as a player since 2023. I mean, seriously, he hasn't improved in almost 2 years as a player.
He feels worse than when he came up, too.
He had 1 month where I legit said, like I had literally said, I would rather him over Judge going forward in 2023. He had that 1 month insane. In June or July. He had a ton of home runs.
I remember that point because I was saying I'd rather him than Rutschman. I never said I'd rather him than Judge.
Going forward, of course. Not like in the moment.
Doesn't matter. Bad take doesn't matter.
One of my worst takes of all time, 100%. My other worst take of all time is that when Kobe died, I moved him up a couple of spots in my all-time rankings because I thought, like, since he was dead, he would get moved up in some rankings.
That's what we're comparing to Alvarez over Judge.
Those are my 2 worst sports takes of all time. Yeah.
What?
I was like, well, he's 8th, so now he's like 5th because he died.
What? He died and he scored 20,000 more points?
Yeah, it's not a good take.
All right, like forget Kobe for. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Yes,
But,
of course. Over it.
I don't even know. I was about to say, oh, you're getting ripped a little bit on Rafael Devers. Who'd you rather for Alonso take, saying you'd rather have Devers than Alonso?
Am I getting ripped for it?
You were getting ripped a little bit for it, yeah.
Well, you know what? You gotta be partisan sometimes. You have to be able to view things from both sides.
I just think you were completely wrong. You had a chance to be biased and right. I would have taken
No, you
but
can't
now,
be biased.
I mean, now a few days later now, though.
Can't be biased. Can't be biased. Okay, I am 100% going to stand by that.
But Devers,
I gotta look at these comments now.
Yeah, these comments are engaging with you.
Am I getting ripped?
Yeah, you got to go look at TikTok.
On TikTok?
There was a couple on TikTok. There were a few on YouTube, but it was TikTok really. You got like 2 or 3 Alonso things. But I had people texting me, sending me Instagram DMs like
Devers over Olsen is crazy.
That one.
Olsen is wild.
That's not crazy. Devers over Olsen.
I would cut Devers, period. Well, see, these are the people that are calling me out. I would cut Devers.
You're the best of them. You're the best of them.
Yeah, Devers is fat and doesn't play the field. These guys are all better. Giants got robbed. They don't even know it yet. Yep.
There we go.
Yep. I take Devers. I agree with everything I said there. I agree with every one of them. Sometimes we'll go back and I'm like, I wish I didn't say that one. I feel good about every single one of those.
Yeah. Devers looked good in that first game with the Giants, too. Felt like he belonged.
Yeah, well, now he's about to face the old team. Real pumped for that.
Yeah, that's going to be good. They get some good weekend series this week.
Yeah, great. Can't wait for Mets Phillies. I'm actually jumping for joy at it. I'm literally looking forward to it. Apple TV, Fox, ESPN, too. Can't even catch a break. I can't even catch a break watching the game. I have to sit there and be tortured. Awful.
Do you like you're not at a huge panic level right now?
I'm at a massive panic level. I think they're losing at least 2 out of 3 this weekend.
Well, so right now, I think, though, based on a 6-game losing streak, they're doing all right. I've seen far worse. But they lose this series this weekend. Monday or Tuesday, whenever we do the next episode.
I'm freaking out.
It's going to be bad, right?
Really?
Because then I would start.
This is like medium level freak out. Like, this isn't, I wouldn't even consider this a big freak out. Like, inside, I'm freaking out. But I'm not going crazy.
But if they lose the series, you can't keep it inside anymore. You have to let it out.
No, it's going to be out. It's just bad.
It's going to be out.
This is not what you want.
No, this is terrible.
And the bullpen sucks now, too.
That's what I was just going to go to.
The bullpen
Brazoban looks awful.
Yeah. Great. 4 walks last night. Thanks, Brazoban.
When he's bad, that's all it is 12 straight, 15 straight balls.
Hold on. Clay Holmes walks a guy in his 5th. Let's take Clay Holmes out. Bases are loaded. 4-pitch walk to Ozzie Albies. I mean, it's just or wherever it was. I don't even think it was Albies. It's just awful. It's just awful.
And when you don't have
Granick's on the IL, Nunez is back up.
They're not offensively. They're not getting the production from Alonso right now that they were. I mean, he's still been all right. He's not hitting a massive slump, but you're not getting the big RBI
nice
production.
Night Tuesday.
The nice night Tuesday. But the nice nights feel like they're coming once a series now instead of 2 or 3 times at the moment, which is what we were seeing a lot.
Can't do it every night.
You can't do it every night.
We're seeing step up,
and we're seeing the same thing with Judge right now. You just can't keep this up every night. But when you're able to take one of those 3 out of the lineup or out of production, when you're able to pitch to one of Lindor, Soto, Alonso, which right now it feels like Lindor is the guy you're just totally able to pitch to since the injury.
Yeah.
And Alonso has been easier to pitch to than Soto in the last 2 weeks. It just makes it a lot easier to get through this Mets lineup. And that's a lot of lineups in the league. That's what happens. But this is your guy Soto for the All-Star game.
Just leaving this up.
That's your outfield pick, Soto. But
Yeah, he deserves to be in.
I'm thinking about these top 3 guys, and I saw a video the other day. This is just kind of off topic from the Mets losing streak too. But is there a top 3 in baseball, like a big 3 offensively, that you as a Mets fan would trade these 3 guys for? Because the Mets fans I saw do this said no.
Yeah, just the Dodgers.
Just the Dodgers, right? But they even said no to the Dodgers. So I was curious if you
even though Betts is having a down year, I'd still go with the Dodgers. Ohtani's too good and Freeman's too good.
Yeah.
Like
but this top 3 is that good though.
It's comparable. It's definitely comparable, but I would take the Dodgers, and then that's it. There's no other top 3 I'd rather have.
No, there's not. All right. Well, they got to win this weekend series here.
That would be nice.
They have to win tonight.
They're not going to win tonight, though. They're not going to win tonight.
They have to. I'm saying they have to. So they have to.
They're not going to. So I don't know why you think they're going to win. Blake Tidwell is going to give up a lot of runs in Philadelphia tonight.
It's a bigger must-win for their season than last night was for the Pacers.
That's not true.
It's true.
That's
the message Mendoza's conveying to the locker room. If we lose, our season's over.
Yeah, because I said it. Because I said it's over. Big Game 7 Sunday night. Let's go.
Huge Game 7.
Something to watch instead of watching the Mets. I get to watch Game 7 now.
Yeah, Mets. It's gonna be on ESPN2 on Sunday night.
It's gonna be on ESPN. The finals
kind of ESPN2. It's kind of ESPN2 now.
It's fine.
ESPN1 is ABC now.
Okay, I'll be locked in to the Mets and NBA.
So what's the deal with Tidwell pitching?
They don't. McGill's
Oh, it's
hurt,
McGill. Yeah, it's McGill.
And
I'm trying to look through their rotation
hurt.
Because I don't think Senga was the corresponding for Tidwell though. I think that
Blackburn
it was McGill. Oh, it was Blackburn. Yeah, Blackburn, who also not good.
No, he sucks. He sucks.
What did he give up? 3 runs on Wednesday?
Yeah, he actually, I think 4. It wasn't terrible. He kind of settled in, but like still, it's Montas was supposed to come up and make this start. No, he needed one more rehab assignment.
Would have been a lot worse.
He needed one more rehab assignment. So
if Montas made that start, we would be saying season is over. 5-0 was a blessing.
Imagine Montas against Wheeler today.
Oh, that's better than Tidwell.
Might be.
I didn't realize Tidwell. I thought his first name was Blake.
It's Blade. Oh, it's Blade.
I didn't realize it was Blade.
Yeah, it makes it even worse.
What a loser.
Come on. He's a major league pitcher for crying out loud.
Not really.
He is. Technically, he is.
Just because they let you throw doesn't make you major league.
No, it's true. I like this comment here. Yes, Clay Holmes. Holmes.
No, it's just Peterson. It's only Peterson. Who's
Love
top
Clay.
15? Who's top 6 pitcher in the NL? Right? Top 5 pitcher in the NL.
Yeah.
Now you're on Peterson over Schwellenbach after that.
Yeah.
Because even though they lost, that gave us what we needed to know about that.
He was better than Schwellenbach.
That competition.
He was better than Schwellenbach.
Yeah, and I think that we were wrong on, I was kind of on the fence, but Yamamoto, I think I'm taking over Peterson.
Looking back on it, I would agree. It's close though. It's close because he's having a better year. Peterson's having a better year currently than Yamamoto.
But sometimes you got to trust the gut.
Right. My gut had said Yamamoto, so I should have stayed with it.
Yep. All right. Anything else you want to talk about with the terrible Mets?
No, I'm good. I'm just saying a prayer for the weekend. That's it.
Yeah, say a prayer for the weekend. Yankees this weekend. Hopefully get back on track also against
the
Orioles.
Have this weekend?
Birds
nice.
in the Bronx.
Bird.
I might go
Bird
Sundays.
nice.
Sunday's one of those 11:30 games.
Nice. You should head out there. Come back.
I might go for that. Yeah.
Come back at the Mets on and Pacers on.
I could do the 11:30. You get back hopefully by 3:34, and you hit the pool for a little bit, and then you watch Game 7 plus Mets World Series.
There you go. That's a nice day.
Sunday's pitching matchup is what for the Mets? Clay Holmes, I think. Or no?
No.
Peterson.
Peterson.
Peterson and Luzardo. So you're winning Sunday. It's our guy, Peterson. Luzardo's
nothing's a guarantee in this life.
Luzardo's been going down.
Nothing's a guarantee.
Peterson is a guarantee at this point.
I don't know.
All right, well, we'll be back Monday morning or Tuesday morning, and whatever day we do, the other day I'll be doing NBA wrap-up with Gabe. We'll do a little free agency preview. Knicks fans will get a lot of content in that, and we'll talk about some of the offseason moves we expect, what it'll take, so on and so forth, recap finals, playoffs, everything. A couple fun little segments in there, but also we'll have a big Burrows after this weekend because this weekend does feel like the biggest we've had this season, not even more than the Subway Series, just because that was more excitement and fun. This is scary. They have to win some games. And the difference, I was thinking about this with the Yankees and Mets, is the Yankees obviously lost 6 straight also, but they don't have that threat in the division that the Mets have with the Phillies.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And even if the Rays were to somehow win the division, it would just be because the Yankees didn't get it done. The Mets could win 94, 95 games and potentially lose the division.
Yes, that makes sense.
So if the Yankees win 88 and lose the division by a game, that would be the scenario, I think. So I'm not as worried about the Yankees season or the Yankees first place prospect as I am about the Mets, because obviously what I just said, the Phillies are a contender. The Rays are not really, even though they're good.
The Rays are real. The Rays are real.
The Rays are
definitely
really good.
Real.
No, they're a really good wild card team, but how worried am I still about them as a first place 90-plus win team? Not totally there yet.
I think you're underestimating them.
No, I'm not. I could see us losing to them in the postseason if we played them. But I don't think they're going to have a better full regular season.
Okay, we'll see. I'm confident. Even though basically just because they kicked the crap out of my team.
Yeah, well, that's very that really skews your viewpoint there because you have a bad baseball team right now.
Yep.
And Thanks. The Yankees are great again. They won yesterday.
Of course. Great.
Yeah,
great team.
So 2.5 game lead. It's pretty massive.
Yeah.
Pretty massive. All right. Wrap it. We'll see you after the weekend. We appreciate you joining. Let's go Mets this weekend. Merlot needs it bad. Really needs it. If you're bored, check out the Hard Line. Yesterday, massive episode.
Back.
Massive Juneteenth special yesterday on the Hard Line.
Back.
Mike and JM hit it hard. Great stuff. We'll be back after the weekend. Thanks for watching.